So I was talking with Brian and Jody at Whisper today, and we were developing some ideas around the topic of listen, right? One of the core ideas of Whisper, this nonprofit that I work with, is that connection is an essential human need. And so in society nowadays, but mainly in like high schools and colleges, there's a lack of community, a lack of connection. And so this leads to isolation, this leads to a bad culture. This is why so many people are leading unhealthy lives, right? Why mental health is coming into play. We're not a mental health organization. We're trying to prevent mental health problems from happening. So we're a different take on it. And so the core of connection is listening and responding. It's communication, but healthy communication, right? The right types. And the core of that is just good listening and good responding. How do you listen? How do you truly listen? And what does it mean to truly listen is the idea that we talk through today. And so what we kind of circled around to is that to truly listen is to truly be present. And so if you're not present, the moment is not yours. So a prime example of this, when I'm going for my runs, I don't listen to music anymore. I run marathons every single week, but I don't listen to music because it allows me to be present in the moment. If I'm listening to music, then all these people are running past me and they see that I have earbuds in, so they don't want to talk with me, Most of the people that I see running, they have earbuds in, and so their mind is idle. They're trying to push through this thing, they're tuning out so that they can get through this race. But to me, that takes all the value away from the experience. The experience is only mine if I'm fully present. So to live a full life, to fully live and not just exist, I have to be fully present. To fully be present, I have to be truly listening. And so then that's one of the new takes on listening that I learned today is that whole flow of things, that if you want to be fully existing, fully living and not just existing, you have to be fully present, so you have to be fully listening. Okay, so then that's why you should listen in your life. How do you listen? It requires you to think about someone else more than you're thinking about yourself. This is the side of things that we haven't really developed yet. So that's teaching that skill of listening is going to be a little bit difficult because we have to delve into all those different topics, right? Of what is good listening and how do you do it in your life. So maybe I shouldn't talk on that right now, but what I will comment on is there's a quote, people can only know you or meet you as deeply as they've met themselves. So what the quote is saying is that, these people that are shallow won't be able to meet you as deep as you are because they're shallow. I think it's the other way around. We should focus on you can only meet yourself as deeply as you've met others. So maybe both of them are true, right? But I like the second half better because it focuses on my input. I'm only able to know myself as deeply as I've known others. So who are the people in my life that I have deep conversations with? Well, Tyler, I've talked about it 1,000 times on this channel, my brother at this point. I have these conversations with Tyler that it gets to the core of who we both are, right? We're trying to fully understand who we are. And so together, we're circling through this process. It's not that I'm asking him the questions or he's asking me the questions. It's not that I'm, responding or he's responding. Together, we are listening and responding. We are both exploring these topics. And when he gets vulnerable, that allows me to be more vulnerable. And over the course of months, years, it's been 2.5 years of us having phone calls. That's kind of wild. But we've learned how to truly know each other. And so now I know that the one person in life that knows me almost, better than anyone else, or no, I was going to say almost as good as myself, but what I meant to say is better than anyone else, is Tyler. And coming to know him better, because the vice versa is true, I probably know him better than anyone else in the world. I've come to know myself better. Okay, so what are the benefits of listening? Is that when you truly listen, you are truly present, which means you're fully living and not just existing. And then on top of that, you are living in the moment in this experience with someone. You're understanding them fully. So then when you understand someone else fully, you're learning how to understand yourself fully. Okay, to achieve your life's purpose, you have to understand yourself to the core. That way you can act on the unique value proposition that you have at heart. So why is listening so important? Because it is half of the equation of connection, which is an essential human need. It allows you to be, no, it is required to be fully present in the moment. And then on top of that, it helps you to learn more about other people, which in turn helps you to learn more about yourself, which helps you to unlock your full purpose. Okay, those ideas are incredible. These are like life-changing things. This is why you should listen in conversation. This is why you should spend more time tuning that muscle, because it's difficult. I have things that I want to say. I don't want to always be listening to what other people have to say, which one thing you got to keep in mind is that maybe you don't have to listen to most of these people. Listen to the correct voices. Find the people who actually have something to say. If you have something to say, but if you don't really have much to say, then don't just like tune out these people who don't have much to say either. Both of you should practice having deep conversations. That way you can learn how to have something to say. You see what I mean? Lots of ideas. Whisper's going to be wild. It's going to be the largest organization in the country for all things connection. One of the largest, if not the largest, leadership organizations in the country in the next 5 or 10 years. Because the ideas that we're working with are like the core truths. It's not just like fun things or like, oh, learn this to be a better person. No, this is exactly what you need to the core, Don't learn this to be a better person. You need this. That's why Whisper is going to be massive. So I'm loving working on these ideas because having these conversations with Brian, we both are understanding these topics to a deeper level. I'm understanding him, he's understanding me. Together, we're understanding the topic. All together, as we're getting more familiar with these topics, we're learning more about ourselves. I'm learning that this is what I want to do with my life, is build up leaders in the world. And it all comes back to listening. So crazy stuff. It's going to be incredible to come back and watch this video because right now we are in 25 schools and we're struggling, with all these problems, fundraising and scaling and content, all these different things, training. It's going to be fun to watch this video back in 5 years when we're in 10,000 schools. We figured out all the systems, we've scaled up because we have the core truths. But you work on the content first and then everything else will follow. So when you have something that actually is valuable, that's when everything else falls into place. Most people focus on building the stool before teaching the monkey Shakespeare. But anyone can build a chair. Anyone can build a stool. Very few people can teach a monkey to read Shakespeare. So that's what we're doing first, is teaching the monkey to read Shakespeare by understanding the core truths and learning how to teach them to students in college and high school. And then adults as well, eventually. Yeah, why not us?